hello, my lovelies. Hi, Lord Kuro. Hope you're doing well on this wonderful evening. Sorry about the slight delay. I had some things to take care of, but it's all done now. Okay. Let's get things started, shall we? See, there's a couple people already. Oh yeah, for those who don't know, I am currently in the process of diversifying my appearances, so if any of you want to, I don't know, give me ideas of how I could change things up, just let me know. I did like having like green hair, that was cute. And this person in my Discord server, Relances, made a drawing, a fan art of me with a bunny outfit, and I'm kind of interested in making one. And last thing before we start, from now on, my reading streams will be on Wednesdays, like now. I made a post about it on my Twitter, but I don't think people here look at my Twitter, so just wanted to tell y'all. I feel like I'm a bit small. Let me just... Oh yeah, that's way better. Okay. Let's start with a mise en bouche, like they say. Bewitched. How I save Hogwarts. Because that makes sense. A.N. Thanks so much to Eva Little Midget San for betying this. I couldn't have written down without you. BFFLs for life. Anyways, I really hope you all enjoy the story, Lil Squiggly. Captor 001. The Fat of Two Worlds. I woke up to tag sound of my awful, annoying, sleep-ruining alarm. As my eyes open, sparkling shiny gold asterisks as my crinkly wet hair. Oh my god, there are so many asterisks. Like, is it notes for... Oh yeah, she makes notes at the end. Oh my god, this is starting well, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. As my currently wet hair was on my face, I turned to check my alarm and wait, where is my alarm? This isn't where I fell asleep, I thought. I swung my petite legs off the bed, other asterisks, and the floor was clawed. My kawaii Rilakuma Osi not helping. Sad face. My hair turned a pale blue as I look around the room. It looked like a Dungio equal and and suddenly the door opened and it was ... Is this Morse code? Pretty sure that's like Morse code. If anyone knows Morse code, decipher it for me. Draco Malfoy. Who are you? Why am I in a dungeon? I scream passively. How can you scream passively? Anyway, What do you mean? This is me horse. You leave her too, he whimpered. He was kinda smexy, I thought. He reminds me of Nagisa. Nagisa, where have I heard this already? I walked over to Dramo, my fiery red hair swishing behind me, and put my hand on his moist, sharp, smexy, pale shoulder. Ew, ew, moist. There are not a lot of moments where you can use the word moist. Very few. One of the rare occasions is when you talk about moist critical, and that's okay. But for the rest, please use caution, because that's gross. I walked over. Mi name is Serenity Azuna Hinata Elsa Summers, and I think I just found my new bae. Wow. I just found my new bae. Oh, Oni-chan, he blushed noisily. Oni-chan? Wait. Is Serenity a guy? Oni-chan, does that mean his is me brother? I thought surprisingly. Wait, I don't follow. Does the person know they're a guy? Or are they surprised they're a guy? Or are they surprised they're being called a guy? I'm so confused, you guys. Okay, first asterisk, that was when they said sparkling shiny gold. Not like actual gold, lol. The second one is the currently wet hair. Her hair changes color with her mood squiggly line. So my pretty legs off the bed. Fun fact, if you look toward bed, it actually looks like a bed. Oh my god. It kinda does. The word bed looks like a bed. Huh. I don't know what to do with this information. I guess it's living rent-free in my head now. Where's the four things? I don't know. Oh, it's... Oh yeah, he looks like Nagisa. From Free Haru and me is my OTP. You can't have you as your OTP. That doesn't work. It's like saying me and Shakespeare Hemingway is OTP. It doesn't work. To be continuing. Ending on a cliffhanger. Oh, be sure to subscribe for more. Oh my god, so many symbols. What is this? Oh? You wanna get there? Come on. Yeah. Who's a good girl? Yeah. Okay, sorry about that. Okay. Oh, by the way, you're welcome for the new camera. Now my cat doesn't look that blue or green or purple. Alright. Next chapter. This is not a joke. Please, no haters. If you don't get me stirred, then you're just dumb, lol. Sus, not sus. Hey. I also thanks again to Haley for betting. Oh yeah, the beta, yeah. Chapter 002, Secrets Unveiled. sudden dash E, all my memories come rushing back. I was fighting the Azura Kishin Demon King, and I was losing. Then Ushi-san, the fox spirit that lives in me, stuff appear and said, Serenity. Wait, Serenity-chan, you're gonna die. He cried sadly. Serenity. I am easily amused. No, I not, I yelled determinedly. Ye, you are, but I can save you. I can teleport you to another dimension that he cannot find you. Ushi-san whispered, I can send you to your senpais, unfortunately. But I can see different one. And then I woke up here. What a minute. If this person in front of me is Damco Malfoy, then I am the Harry Potter world. I gasp. What's wrong? Draco asked. Nothing, I said. If I really am in the Harry Potter world, then I should be careful not to see out of place, otherwise I might break reality. Oh yeah, we don't want to break their reality. Do you even know what day it is he winded? Any 420 related field on today's menu? I actually forgot it was 420. I am a lover of all plants, but I don't smoke that one. I'm not part of that culture. You do you, though. I just don't have 420 related fics. Sorry. It's Harry Potter tonight. Do we even know what day it is? He winded. No Paru, I joked. You're so silly. Today is Dae. We go Diago Alley and get our wands, then got to Hogwarts when he shrieked. The fuck was OMG, let's go is shrieked as well. To be continue. Squiggle. Like from Solitaire, my mom says I shouldn't watch that show, but what she don't know won't hurt her. Wait, what was that? Azuka Kenshin Demon King. I don't remember that from Solitaire, but then again, I think I watched the anime about 15 years ago. It's been a while. That's Japanese for fucks, yeah. I'm saving them from another story. Wait, what's this other story? I can't send you to your senpais. Oh, so there's... Oh my god, she made a whole multiverse. Oh, goddess, save us. She made a multiverse. Alright, I just need to get a little something. I'm sorry, I will be back in like 3 seconds. 3 seconds. I'm sorry. Sorry about that. Okay. Let's do this. Chapter 3. AN. OMG. TY. So much. To the Anon that defied me in the comments. Oh, defended, I guess. You are the trolls, not me. One lol. Anyways, thank you again to Kylie for her bedtime. Can't wait to see you tomorrow. The mall. It's gonna be so lit, lol. Chapter 003. Hey, she almost got chapter right this time. Good job, good job. Serenity fins her staff. Serenity and Deiko arrive Diego ally and starred in wonder at all the shops and peeps that were walking around. Serenity-chan, I need to go do something, Elsa, but her is some dollar, so you can get a wand. I'll catch up later, Draco started. He pressed 11 golden snitches into me hand and then left. I walked into the wand ship and there was some creepy dude in there. Yo, I need to get a wand. Are you in Karg her? I asked him. Yeah, I am in charge here, he stated to say, but then he turned around and saw me. OMG, you are so kawaii desu ni. I have that puff one for you. Come with me. I just had a full body shudder. Oh my dear. Oh my dear, protect me. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Oh, you are so kawaii desu. Barf. Hello, that's kinda shady, but okay. Me name is Oli, but you can call me senpai, he said. Hello, no, I laughed. We went into the back room and Oli... Oh, sorry, like my mic peaked for a second. Then into that corner and puked up a really long one, and what a minute. That's me staff. I wondered where it went. Me light pink hair swooshed behind me as I wandered over. This one is for you and it's free. Because you're so kawaii desu. Oh, he blushed. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. There's a web link blocker on the chat to prevent the bots. I'm sorry. But send it to me in DM or in my Discord server and I'll look it up. Alright, where was I? Because you're so kawaii desu, he bushed. OMG, thank you so much, I said garbabin in and then walking away before it got weird, but as I was walking out the door, I bumped into someone and it was... Harry Petor. We looked into each other's eyes and it felt like fireworks were exploding. Hey, I asked. Hola, he replied. Tai be contain. Also, please forget to subscribe. Please forget to subscribe. And please only God comments, no flams. Lol, get it like the anime free. That's me Fav RN. As I said before, Haru is my senpai. He's a total fucking hottie. What was it? A major fucking hottie. I don't know why, those 3 words from My Immortal, they got me. Fireworks by Katy Perry is a really good saying. Everyone should chuck it. You won't. When was this written? 2020. I guess. Just a little bit out of date with that reference. Okay, next chapter. What is going on with my mouse? Yeah, before, let me just get a little sip. Gotta stay hydrated, and so should you, my lovelies. Chapter 4. AN 3. It took too long to finish. I was reading the books again to make it more accurate, and it took a long time. Because that's a lot of words, was Kylie read the dictionary because you trolls told her to, and now that Stura is gonna be super smart, so thanks Kylie-chan, you the best. The joking Kylie couldn't read a dictionary, but I still love you, babe, my BFF. Again, we still don't know whether Serenity is a guy or a girl. Like, we know they have long hair. They have a name that usually is more feminine, but they made a comment about being called Chan and knowing that it's boy related. Anyway, it doesn't change the story. I'm just curious. Usually they don't keep the gender that ambiguous in troll fics. Chapter 004. Harry Potter. Hi, me name is. I know who you are, he moaned. Okay. His blue crystalline orbs gazed into mine. I met your Onisan in the Rab Sop, and he was a mean Slytherin back. I gasp. No. Why Smexy Onisan? It's okay, you're too kawaii, Baka, Haru giggled, tucking a silken lock of me kaki hiar behind me ear. I blushed to Mulberry. Me name is Harry Potter, but me friends call me Haru. Oh no! Squiggles and lines and dashes and stuff. Me stuff was vibrating and I could feel something bad about to happen. And so I ran from the store and into Nocturne Alley. Sorry, I just realized that my familiar was directly looking into the camera. That was a bit weird. Bit I didn't see that because me stuff was speaking to me. Serenity, it said. How do you know Minami? I sobbed. It's me, Sentriti-kun. It's Ushi-san. Isn't Ushi like cow? Me fox spirit from me staff? Wait. I need to make a quick search. Ushi Japanese. Yeah, it's cow. So yeah, Ushi the fox, Cow the fox. Congrats, congrats. When I'm in the staff, only you can hear me, so we are okay, and you won't break the reality. I was trying to listen, but all I could think about was Haru and how much he looked like me, Haru senpai. I don't know why, but I could feel something special between us, something like me and senpai used to have when I was in me world and not Harry Potter land. I'm probably just imagining things. XDDDD. I have to admit something. Now that there's like nobody in the chat right now, I still use XD. My teenage years have not left me yet. Okay, now that it's over, let's continue. Nyawa. I should find me brother because this alley is hella creepy, but I was super brave and when that dude from the shop in the second book tried to sell me a hand, I hit him with me staff. So many stars. IP only just made it odd with me leave when I saw Haru looking super sad. But when I saw me, he smiled and blew me a kiss, just like senpai used to. To be country dude. Is Haru Serentani senpai from another world? Subscribble and like for more. I know his eyes are green, but he's wearing contacts and to see beta, and blue is a beta. Nah, green eyes are the best. I mean, look at mine. Like in the books, Brock can be such a pain. Sorry, Ushi-san. Oh my god, it hurts so much. How many chapters in this before we get to the better stuff? Okay, not too much, not too much. AN. Lol, hi haters. I would say that I'm sorry. Lol, gated like Harry's house. No, I don't get it. For taking so long to up that, but I'm no la 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 la. Khalid, you still the best though. Thank you for beat. Chappy005. Litter got a bub. What? What is that even supposed to mean? I see the letters, but there is no words. I found Damko again, and we decided to go get our burbs. Haru had to leave though, but before he left, he tried to kiss me and I let him. Smiley face. Wow, Serenite-chan, you are really got kiss, he smirked. Well, I know, I wavered as I caressed his face. When we got to the pet shop, Darako bought me most expensive one, but I felt something pulling me into the back room. The shop person tried to swipe me, but I couldn't, and when I opened the door, a blue thing turned around to look at me. Me heart turned blue as well when I recognized what I was as it was a B. Panic. it flew towards me and landed on me shudder. Wow, he's so pretty, Mom Crow asked. It she done be race, I accused. OMG, I so sorry, but it's no team to go to Howard. I assowed, but then thought, what about that book and other stuff? Lol, we just got snobby to get them. Lol, I agreed. To be tiny, please forget to subscribe, smiley face. Not literally pulling lol like a spirit. In this world, pendogs are just like pendoiks but blue, and the tears also kill people. Sorry, I had to. Don't judge me, you. Alright, chapter 6. AN, lol, hi haters. I would say that I'm sorry. Lol, get it like Harry's house for taking so long. Wait. Chapter 6 is chapter 5. It's really chapter 6. I am at chapter 6. Yeah, it is just the same chapter twice. Yeah, okay. You know, I've seen a lot of things in the trollfic world, but never 2 times the same chapter. Okay, chapter 7. Hey Anne, I'm so sorry. It's been so long since an update. I've been busy working. I felt like me grandma in the last chapter was bad, so I get more help with this. Grandma, it's okay. I thought her grandma had problems, but it's her grandma. Her writing, her spelling. I see. Chap 006 met in the gang. Using me staff, I teleport us to Hogwarts. OMG, how do you do that? I thought you couldn't apparate. On school grounds, me boys said at the same time. I'm just as Osmo like that, I flourish with a wink. Also, my staff is from another world, so it's very powerful here. It was then that I noticed that the rest of the school and the teachers looking at me. Fuck off, you skunks, I said, flipping me snow with hair. Everyone started to walk away. And then... Excuse me, Serenity-chan. And I turned around and it was... Dumbledore. To be continued. Okie. I know it was short, but at Luas it was something. Please don't be mean, I try me best. Please forget to subscribe. And that's it. That was Bewitched How I Save Hogwarts. Not the best. Not the worst. It was okay. There were some good moments, Serenity. But that's just me. Okay. Now, the moment you've all been waiting for, ladies and gentlemen. I present to you 30H, or I mean, I know a lot of people were asking for it, so there it is, my guys. So this is a disclaimer. By author Second Pillow. Harry Potter eventually eats a sandwich and discusses life with a famous author. I'm just, before we start, I'm just wondering, the second pillow... Wow. Okay, that person made a lot of shit. A visual certificate with over 13 years of experience in art. They made 2 stories. A G.I. Joe one and a Harry Potter one. Well, good on you, Pillow. Okay, so in the disclaimer, Chapter 3 includes invented distortions of homophobic slurs, and Chapter 6 includes the word rape, but no actual rape. I guess I should have changed that to like card playing, should I? I will tell it for that. I was a much younger, less worldly person when I wrote these stories. I felt that things like card play and homophobic slurs were, while awful, could be wrapped into absurd caricatures that transcended their hurtful origins. While this may be true in other contexts from other authors, I do not feel like it is my place to do it. The experiences of those who have suffered from card play and homophobia are bad enough as it is, without my story normalizing the language. That makes them accepted. I could delete the stories, but that would not change their history and prevalence. Yeah, no, 30H is everywhere now. It is a piece of history. You cannot just crop that from the internet. I choose to let them remain as a testament of my prior ignorance. And you know what? In my opinion, as a survivor, that is completely fine. Like, you make a warning, you may say like, that could be distasteful, I didn't know back then, but I'm keeping it up. To me, that's completely okay. Chapter 1 of... I'm gonna have too much fun doing this. Darby relished his groin-saw's roar as he withdrew the flesh-choked blade from the astronaut's ruined What? Okay? He turned to Harry, thrusting his bloody retina-covered pelvis with elfin fur. This is supposed to be teen-rated? Help! Help! Okay, let's... Okay, we got this. Let's not be traumatized. We didn't even do the first 5 lines. Come on. W relished his groin-saw's roar as he withdrew the flesh-choked blade from the astronaut's ruined skull. He turned to Harry, thrusting his bloody retina-covered pelvis with elfin fervor. How does a runny run taste, master? Harry spat out an eyeball, like some kid with eyes. Wait, did Harry Potter eat Ron Weasley? What am I reading? Dobby ducked an astronaut's poisoned barbed fist, digging his groin-saw into the beast's abdomen and letting the spray of viscera wash over his elfin space armor. Wait, they're in space? The skull's eye sockets on his shoulders grew brilliant with an infernal cast and vomited a bolt of light through an astronaut. He was thrown back against the death wall, his flesh boiling in another dimension. Harry slapped Dobby, who giggled. Harry reminded himself to kill himself later. Master, look out! Dobby's groinsaw screamed as it flew off the armor, rocketing through the air like an early dream of mankind. It flew through 3 astronauts who dropped their hell spears as the saw cut a hole in the ground between them, so they fell to hell forever. That is a lot to take in. Wow. Okay, so Dobby and Harry Potter are in space and fighting astronauts. And I think Harry eats them. And also Dobby has a chainsaw on his pants. He has a dick chainsaw. Which, you know what, good for him. Chapter 2. Now, Dobby. Dobby knelt before his master. Harry withdrew his guitar, Foxaleia, from a dimension where all scream for naught. You know what? This really gives me Shakespeare Hemingway vibes. Wrought from the silver heart of heaven's false promise, laced with vessels that pulse with angels' menstrual blood. Hewn from the horns of Satan's generals, it laughed as it was set loose. A laugh that only Harry could hear, but no one else could share. That's a weird plot twist, too, in Space and Markiplier. Oh my god, can you guys imagine having this in Space and with Markiplier? Oh my. Harry swung the guitar through Dobby's chicken neck. Wait, now he just killed Dobby? He took the head of his fallen dwarf slave and tore open his stomach, stuffing the head inside. Harry vomited steam and summoned a great meteor from space to smash into Hogwarts and kill everyone there for no reason at all. A vision then appeared. It was Dumbledore, entombed in his cursed mummy armor, calling Harry from his moon base, which wasn't on a moon. Harry, you must rock the fuck out. What the fuck? Oh yeah. Harry channeled his rage through Foxaleia. The angel blood boiled as he summoned the great meteor, swathed with the blood of the tiny fucklings at Hogwarts, lapped into it and flew into space. He encased the entire meteor in a wreath of holy fuckfire and flew through Mercury, killing the fuck out of it. Then he set Mercury's carcass into Venus, killing the fuck out of it and making every vagina in the galaxy explode. And inside every vagina, a booby sang of mortals' life-fleeting precipice. Well, my lady bits just shriveled right up. Harry then did fly his meteor through space, punching astral vampires in half with his fist, encased in fogfire and throwing their ruined heads into the past, where they bit cavemen on Mars so that history changed and now there are vampire cavemen on Mars. Harry received another vision from Frumblegore, who was having tea and chumpets with the president of Pangaea. Care to have tea, Harry? You know I hate chumpets. This is a lot. This is not a good week to be sober. Chapter 3. Let me just take a sip first. Gotta hydrate. Okay. Harry slammed his book shut. It wasn't really a book because the pages were made of lasers and the words were made of headless women making godless love to dragons made out of motorcycles, but it was still reading. Grumbled, or if you don't stop, we'll starve. And no one will be around to kill everyone in the universe if we get around to bring everyone back to life after we kill them. I am no longer Scrumble God. The ancient man dropped some of the planets he was juggling. The worlds have shifted. I am Dumble Cop of the Dark Meal. Wait a second, did my cat cam go dark? Just a sec. Yeah, I'm sorry, cat cam went dark for now. I'll fix it during my break, sorry. He flexed one of his legs, which was made of pistols, and kicked a planet in half. Bugger your dark meal, faggot of 1,000 suns. Dumblecup sniffed. And what of it? Is it a sin? Should a man feel like fagarting a sun or 1,000? Why should the suns heave through the void, if not to be skewered by Panarn fagpoles? What? 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 Harry cast a glance at the book. Unsavory sounds emanated from a particular damn chapter. He was hungry. He looked at a nearby cup. It had a faded brown film on the bottom. He thought about chumpets. What's going on? Help! Harry had found some food. He was guarded by 3,000,000 surf ninjas, for it was the last food on Surf Ninja Moon X. The ecology had been decimated by surf ninjas, so the last food was a cabbage and a mustard sandwich. Harry squatted in the ruins of a castle which had been many skulls arranged to resemble one large one. It had been poorly done, with the cheeks fading into an amateurishly executed jawline. The sullen killers of the night had negated their innate advantage by only plying their craft on surfboards during the day. What? Harry was about to eat his cabbage witch when a man in a tuxedo appeared from behind nothing much. He stood 10 feet tall and his head seemed wrapped in unwrappable darkness. I am Rape Radbury. I write critically acclaimed fiction that always turns into fact. That's why I have more money than anyone. Harry dug a bit of cartilage out of the cabbage witch and continued chewing. Why is there cartilage in a mustard and cabbage sandwich? You know what? I'm not even gonna ask. Nope. Would you care to discuss one of my books? I hear that my... Harry fished out another bit of cartilage. It was a cartilage and mustard sandwich. Ah, you shouldn't believe what everyone says about me. I took a shower with my cousin once, and I have racist thoughts. A niblet of yellow cartilage landed on Rape's shoe. He thought about his cousin. the fuck? I am so confused. Why is this part of history? Thanks, random Game Boy. I will keep that advice to heart. The Inquisitors were torturing Harry. First, Ignatius used a rock. Then, Billy asked Harry if he wanted to read his BDSM blog. Harry was so surprised that his pants flew right off. He was wearing women's underpants. The Inquisitors were wearing them too. He realized that they were all men of the Lord. I mean, personally, I have the feeling that, as long as it contains your bits, underwear is underwear, Doesn't have to be men or women. Harry awoke to the throaty grumble of a rape ape. Not a rape ape, but the rape ape. The last of his kind after the subjugation of the rape forest. His people once grazed the canopy, their penile digits proudly grasping the vines as they swung through the night. There are hundreds of sweaty simian dongs trailing a now-fitted memory in the rape ape's watering eye, as his ocular ducts began to wail with ancestral pride. So too did the countless meaty members sprouting from the rape ape's very hairy hinge. From his eye sockets, ear holes, even his closed toes, a penile fond of cry juice spurted a deluge. What? I was warned about chapter 6, but that is more than I was expecting. I'm kinda sorry for your ears, guys. Harry observed this with consternation, as he was tied to a table. Neither magic nor supracosmic strand could free him from his bonds. Had this creature access to an unknown material of deistic strength? Or did the rape ape have a secret yet more baffling? Harry squinted so he could see the subatomic strings of the ropes. Began tossing antimatter at them with his mind as a group of children entered the rape ape's hiding place. They were well-groomed and impeccably attired, and there were 5.8 of them. Just enough to represent an array of genders and races that would leave no one unhappy, save for the Eskimos. They're on their own as far as the rape ape was concerned. "Why do you cry, rape ape?" asked Child 3.2. The rape ape, unwilling to hide its greasy primate, staff, tears, hung its head and gravity coaxed the eye wangers downward. It tied them together into a bow atop its head. To be pretty for its guest, ain't that nice? "We abound in its ligature of lingam, brother rape ape," said Child 4.6. The children surrounded rape ape, holding their hands, and began to sing. Harry was transfixed as he watched the children, gently swaying with the song. Float skywards. I'm sorry, just... what am I... This is a lot, you guys. This is a lot. The little ones began to orbit the rape ape, who was convulsing as though stricken by the seizure devil. As the song increased in tempo, the child flesh bubbled and merged into a spinning wonder turbine. The fleshy kid mass sprouted hair and groin dibblers just like the rape ape and sprayed confetti into skies of past and future, settling the constellations aflame. with the opalescence of the perished rape apes. An explosion of color and hair left Harry Potter alone and still bound. He thought about sandwiches. I'm sorry, my brain just shut down for a second there. Oh my god. Chapter 7. Harry Potter awoke in a pit that reeked of hot sauce. He could feel viscous fluid under his fingernails, burning the tender skin. Everywhere were white bags bulging with foul product. There were diapers stuffed with chicken bones and hot sauce. Well, that's an interesting way of storing your chicken and hot sauce. Their foul odor blossoming in the muffled dark. Harry's nostrils begged his brain for mercy. He flew upwards, away from the saucy mysteries below. The smell grew faint, calling him to return. Harry ignored their lies, flying beyond the lips of his prison. He was in a laboratory with machines that had no purpose beyond blinking lights and soft hums. Hello, my boy son. You make a father so good. Harry had flown out of the nose of an old man. This man wore a white coat, yet was drawn by the hand of an idiot. His voice came not from his mouth, but from elsewhere. A sad attempt at humanity. I know you'll do so well. Now you choose. The man reached into his coat and laid out 3 diapers, each brimming with the spicy bones of the nose prison. He removed his head and stuck it on a spike on the counter to keep it from rolling away. The diapers began to stir as creatures clawed out of bony wombs. Arrayed before Harry was a turtle, the reptilian body so frail that it seems an afterthought to the shell. A bald weasel with toothpicks for legs, and a wrinkled thumb in a glass of water. The old man's head called out from the spike. Everyone has one. Make your best friend for life. Harry drank the glass of thumb water and spat the thumb at the old man's head. I'm in mood. How many chapters do I have to survive? Oh, not more. Okay, not much more. Severus Snapplebottom began his life as a hand on which were perched each of the 5 first presidents of a country called America. America. The first 2 presidents, Geheb and Swonash, were turned into ashes by a passing wave of fast food regulation. Their ashes were consumed by children in various Wendy's establishments. Each plastic packet was a coffin for their memory, and no one knew their name, even though they were listed on the ingredient list. Wow. These children became soldiers in war, fought for control of who had all the bullets. Whoever shot the most bullets the fastest won. The 3rd president, Wahule, went to a country that was nothing but a desert with half-buried turkeys. Sometimes, turkey butts were above the sand, sometimes a leg, or a head. Wahule tripped and fell into a turkey head, where he was eaten and ordained as a rabbi. He was sent to trim the beards of 157 toads, whose beards were absorbing the water that was used for the next year's crop of shovels. Without these shovels, the peasants would be unable to shovel the ashes of their children from the bullet wars. Wahole took these beards and formed a lasso, This lasso was a ropey wonder. He used it to tear off his member and write the 13 Commandments of America upon a passing eagle in staff blood. 1. You are stupid. 2. Baby, someone cut off my staff and wrote in America with it. 3. If a whale tries to sell you a pumpkin, don't. Your head is an artifice. Throw it away, but don't let anyone see you do it or you'll be kicked out of school. Always collect a ghost shadow if it leaves one behind. You'll be worth something someday. Starbucks napkins are hereby the new currency, but only after they are smeared upon the corpse of a mule. The exchange rates will be 13 mules to 1 napkin. Taxicabs will be used to build a pyramid with 290 sides. It will be the new White House, and the president will live there for 17 years at a time, while you eat your children's ashes on a bun. On Father's Day, you will enter an invisible box and be plunged into the ocean. There, you will enter an undersea candy store, but you will never have enough Starbucks napkin to get what you want. 9. It is all spam. All of it. Check the box and delete it. Now delete yourself, or you are spam. You know what? Sometimes I do feel like I'm spam. 10. All clocks will be inscribed with the entirety of the alphabet to save time. This is the alphabet. 6 plus 7 equals A. 14 times 2 equals B. 16 minus 11 equals President Wahuli. And so on until you reach the period, which is the end of the alphabet. 11. All previous constitutions were writ by false writers, whose passing eagles were inferior and whose members had fewer things in them, except only the American Constitution. 12. Spend your adolescence as a duck, waddling in a circle, until you become an egg full of dust. 13. All time is a knotted ball. You can hide it anywhere in your body, and it's still time. President number 4, whose name was not a name, but a multitude of hot dogs in the shape of swastikas, decided that he would create the Gilded Age. This was a time in which every edge was embossed with a golden trim, like a wedding cake invented by Thomas Edison. All the women wore bonnets made of butter, and were picked up by their feet and spread on toast in the summer. It was all for naught, because this was not the toast of the righteous. It was a feeble toast, one which withered with the coming of the sun. Not even the crows would touch it, preferring the taste of moldering poop water. But the crows were put in dresses and sold to the highest bidder, where they underwent liposuction. President 5 disliked the conservative leanings of his brothers, so he became an infinite two-dimensional grid of pink and green squares. Each square had a vagina upon it. These vaginas each emitted a spear of light, upon which was queued an endless succession of planets. Each carried a culture dedicated to a single sex act. The further down the skewer a planet was, the more orifices possessed by its denizens, and the more gymnastic their sexual culture. The worlds. Wow! That managed to make even less sense. Okay, last chapter. Harry Potter lay, dreaming. In his mind, there is a hat, suspended. It comes unhinged, traveling beyond a dream. The hat finds a sunlit hill, studded with flowers and children gorging themselves on chocolate. Chewing faces are smeared with brown residue. Perched atop the hill on its brim, the hat is still. It rolls down the hill, skating between the chocolate-stuffed children. It comes to one child and stops. Without chocolate, child stares blankly at its neighbors, filled with emptiness. The hat points its empty bottom at the child and sprays a glittering beam of rainbows. They encircle the child's hands, transforming them in chocolate. Tears of joy streak down the child's smile as it begins eating its hands. The hat flies into the sky. The child waves a brown stump. The hat ascends to a palace of clouds. Within, God, bearded and weeping, sits beside a mountain of tiny angels. One by one, he picks them off and tears up their wings. He then places them into separate baskets. The hat approaches God, and the rainbow is deployed. It encircles God's crotch. A giant chocolate phallus emerges from God's robes. Dropping his broken angel, he breaks off a piece of his candy member and smears it on his lips. With a chocolate-studded smile, he slowly raises his fist and gives the hat a thumbs up. The hat travels into space. It finds itself before the sun. It is a tiny dot before the immensity of the cosmic fire. The hat trembles. A tremendous rainbow issues forth, embracing the sun like a wedding vow. The fire cools and deadens. A chocolate tidal wave roars of its poles and meets at the center. On Earth, the skies blacken. The flowers turn to dust. Humanity expires silently, like an infant in its crib. The hat drifts through space, dreamless. And that was 30H, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not sure how to feel about this. That was a lot. That really was a lot. I'm gonna take a break. I'm gonna take my break now and recover some brain cells. And yeah, I'll be back afterwards. See you. I'm back. Hope you didn't miss me too much. Now, I think the cat cam should be back, and there it is. Hello, you. Yeah, it's a bit blurry, but it should fix itself eventually, I think. No, it's not that bad. It's just the cat's fur kind of looks pixelated. Anyway. Alright, so we had just finished that. Oh goddess, that was something. Now, let's go with Joe Beck at Hogwarts sequel 2111. May Bake at Hogwarts. Yeah, just let me. Well, yeah. What a girl. Okay. AN. Hi, this is the sequel to the awesome, amazing FNAFic Joe Beckett at Hogwarts 11111. By the way, thanks to John for the edit. By the way, don't flam, it's mean. If you don't like, don't read. Chap 1, The Letter. Hi, my name is Mary Beatrice Sue Tiffany Lila Beth Anna Destiny Beck Potter. I live in the South and I like all things Southern. And like tractors and pole dancing. Oh yes, nothing says Southern like pole dancing. It's the only place. It's their national sport over there, we all know that. I hate everything northern, and I also hate feminist, and I really hate communist and goth people. I'm not racist, I just don't talk to black people or want them to read me awesome fanfics. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I'm super hot and pretty. I have long blonde hair and sapphire eyes, and I always wear pink revealing dresses and. Wait, I need to get my southern accent here a second. I'm super hot and pretty. I have long blonde hair and sapphire eyes, and I always wear pink revealing dresses and miniskirts and sparkly high heels. I has a lightning-shaped scar on me forehead. I listen to Taylor Swift and Avril Lavigne. I'm a perp cause I hate goth people. I live with me being drunk cause me aunt and uncle beat me so I ran away. My sister still lived with them until she went to Hogwarts. A.N. That is you, Joe 111. I also had a brother who also went to Hogwarts, and he lives in England. The Dark Lord killed our real parents. And then one day I got a letter from the Hogwarts School of Wizards and Sorcerers. OMG, this is so awesome, I said. Then we went to go to the Hogwarts train and we were walking there, but it was the middle of the night, and then suddenly, oh my god, the writing makes so much sense when you read it with a American Southern accent. Something attacked and it was a evil blood-soaking Soviet communists. Oh no, we're going to die, said John. And then everything was hopeless and we're going to eat us alive. And Cause you're not humans and have feelings, am I right? But then, I got told my picture floor can kill him to death like a shish kebab. That was already eaten, AN, sorry, John. But I suddenly ghost powers and bring them back to life. To be continued. that was fun to read. I expect you guys to make clips of this. Oh, that's it. Oh, I wanted more. I wanted more Southern Mary Bake. Southern Harry Potter. Oh well. Next story is by Spoon God Swag. And I gotta say, I just love the name. And the name of the story is Spoon Swag vs. Voldemort. The fight continues, unofficial and uncensored. Firstly, please review good. Spoon Swag woke up one summer morning. On the day his skyscraper was dominated with insanely large force. Spoon Swag's son had been sleeping until 7 a.m. Normally, he got up at 4 to see the sunrise, because Swag had raised him as a good boy. Everyone else was already up. Serenity, Spoon Swag's son, was already making them all crumpets with syrup. Serenity was an expertarchology. His parents were proud. He was going to a school for gifted, and that's all that mattered to them. They didn't mind that he was a bit wild at times. At 11, he knew many languages, 1 medieval tree computer, and 5 sign languages. So he knows 2 different spoken languages then. He found it easy and learned them with his dad together. By now, Spoonswag was now up and standing on the porch with his shirt off. He stared out over the wide desert landscape. He was handsome in a rugged kind of way. Once, long ago, he was ranked one of the best Special Forces soldiers in the world. He was no longer a soldier and now lived a quiet life, treasure hunting. He was troubled by a newspaper article he's read a few days ago that mentioned that someone from Swagdon was killed in a secret drive-by shooting. This was one of the few people that knew that shouldn't happen because of a magic spell he cast with the Heavenly Dank a few years ago. The Heavenly Dank was now hidden in his garage. Spoonswag was disturbed from his deep thinking by Serenity tugging his shirt. Father, father, look! Serenity pointed urgently at the horizon. Oh, bollocks. Blimps. Hundreds of them. They were coming straight at this house. He ran inside and bolted the stainless steel front door. He woke his son up and told everyone to run out the back. They woke their pilot, who happened to be sleeping in the next room. Quick, start the plane. We are under attack. OMG, he said as the blonde god ran out. He ran back in with his helmet. Holy shit! Spoonswag, meanwhile, triggered an explosion around his garage in order to hide his precious, the Heavenly Dank. The rocks fell and buried it totally secretly so no one would find it. None of the soldiers heard the explosion as they were looking the other way. That makes total sense. Meanwhile, the invading force drew closer. Spoonswag and his family ran to the hangar. Serenity leading the way with her mace. They gave a child mace? Okay. They dodged the soldiers as they ran, ducking and diving between the gunfire. Don't worry, we're almost there. They dive into their escape vehicle, guns blazing. There was a soldier already there, but Serenity whacked him. Good job, Spoonswag said, as he pushed him out. They started up and zoomed off the invading force, vanishing into the distance. Did you get the secret message? Yes, my good friend Zack Potter told me that Voldemort was behind this. We gotta deal with this as a family, else we can never live in peace. So they join onwards, their enemies in hot pursuit. A.N. This is more gods than usually, but I really like it this way. It looked like Voldemort had sought Spoonswag out. Ever since Spoonswag's parent told him that he was in fact a half vampire, or vampire. He had feared being discovered by Voldemort, especially after Spoonswag remembered the terrible secrets of his past. Scotty looked with concern at Spoonswag. What is wrong, Spoonswag? Spoonswag did not wait to answer her. He turned on one of his newfound vampire powers and listened to Voldemort's command. Voldemort was commanding his lackeys to search Spoonswag out. After Villain had given them cookies, and manically as Voldemort had discovered the truth behind Spoonswag, and he told his henchmen that he had. I have discovered the secret behind Spoonswag's percentage, Voldemort told his henchmen. His lackeys smiled wickedly and took their weapons and rushed into the shopping center. They had no concern for any of the shops. Spoonswag and Scotty and Zack Potter fought like lions that were fighting among each other for the last scrap of meat and managed to defecate most of the henchmen. But then Voldemort stepped forward and spoke. I know your secret. Then Zack Potter said, How do you know about Spoonswag being a half vampire? A.N. or vampire, really? Voldemort laughed and said, You just told me. But also, I read it on Spoonswag's Facebook. Spoonswag's gasped. He thought that he had posted it only for his friends and not public. Spoonswag had to be careful with his privacy settings because they keep changing all the time. And, so annoying. Yeah, you could also, not post on Facebook. You know? Anyway. But Voldemort did nothing but launching. Voldemort then said, But that is not what I had discovered. Oh no, both Zack Potter and Scotty gasped, but Spoonswag could only think of. They did not know the truth, that Spoonswag was really wrapped by Voldemort before Spoonswag even knew of Voldemort's name. I know that it was you many years ago who I arrayed before me, and did everything I had ever wanted to do with such a fine, pretty Padawan like you. We went to the park, played video games, watched cartoons. It was great. When I played cards with you by touching your hand. I'm truly sorry. That was an accident, I admit. Oh no. Yes, Cody, and she felt really bad for Spoonswag because even though she knew that Spoonswag didn't love her and was really depressed, she really didn't expect this. And Zack Potter was also shocked because he knew the penis and Thor knew a great secret that he didn't know. He still didn't know it was going to be this kind of secret. Spoonswag felt very depressed all of a sudden. He lost the will to fight and dropped his weapon before Voldemort, and Villain laughed very loudly. Voldemort then said, "I have you now under my unpleased spell, like I had so long ago. A.N., I wanted a cliffhanger here, but I'm so excited to share the next but the story with you. We're almost there. I can sense it." He walked around, stopping. So they proceeded. This went on for some time. They walked about for a bit, stopping outside the ominous skyscraper. "Voldemort, he is here," said Spoonswag as they entered. There was a lot of trolls, so they swung back their trenchcoat and murder-sighted them, all with their concealed desert eagles. But no one died. Oh, is this a Batman kind of situation? "Let's take the ventilation shaft. That's a good plan, so we can sneak to the roof undetected." So they got into the ventilation shaft. They traveled up to the roof, verducts, thus avoiding the security systems because they are smart. "We are there," said Spoonswag, crawling out the duct and putting his shirt on. Right, he didn't have a shirt this whole time. "So, you have come," said a voice, booming from the sky. A eagle appeared above them. Voldemort laughed at them from it. "Ha, ha, ha, ha. I could gun you all down from here with my crossbow, but I would rather do this my personal style." He leaped down and landed on the far side of the rooftop. "Ready," he said, still laughing. "Ha, ha, ha, ha." Spoonswag removed his shirt and flexed his abs. "Yes, I am ready." With Daddy leaped at each other, metaphorical guns blazing, which were literal machine guns. "I kill you dead," Voldemort punched Spoonswag in the chest. Spoonswag fell backward in pain, punching a few times before crashing to the ground. "Ha, ha, ha, ha," laughed Voldemort. "You could never have defeated me, so why did you even try?" "I had to, for all that is good and just in the world." "Well now, you will die. Goodbye." Voldemort leaned over Spoonswag, holding his sword. Okay, before they had machine guns and now they have swords. "Quick, Spoonswag, use this," said Serenity, chucking a nearby Star of David towards Spoonswag. Spoonswag grabbed it and chucked it towards Voldemort hard, knocking him backwards off the edge of the trail space elevator they were on. "Goodbye, Voldemort. Have a nice fall." Ah! "We are safe now." He fell to certain doom. Zack Potter and Tor Odinson got out from the corner where they were hiding. "Thank you. You saved us all. Don't mention it." So they left the tower and went home. They lived happily ever after and had a lot of kids. The end. Where was the Harry Potter? Like, yeah, they had Voldemort, but that's it. Like, they said magic one time, and they just called their bad guy Voldemort. Well, sorry, Voldemort. Oh well. Let me just take a sip and then we're gonna move on to the next story. Okay. Yeah. Full of that wizard angst. Voldemort explains the source. I'm sorry. The source of his magic to Harry. Crackfic, rated T for language. Harry had his wand out, pointed and ready. Despite his terror and desperation, his hand held steady. Everything had come down to this moment. "Are you ready, Mr. Potter?" Voldemort asked, his smooth and sibilant. Harry lifted his chin. "I was born ready." Voldemort laughed, escaped like hair hissing from a balloon. "No, dear boy," he shook his head with amusement. "You were made ready." "It was you who made me," Harry diffidently raised his wand. "I have a few limitations, but the crafting of the Great Wizard is not something that can be achieved by one man alone." For a second, Harry felt his face scrunch with confusion. Had Voldemort just complimented him? And what the bloody hell did he mean by crafted? It didn't matter. It was obviously a ploy to distract Harry, to give Voldemort an opening to attack. Harry snapped his attention back to his enemy, expecting to see Voldemort starting a cast. Voldemort had lowered his wand. "You truly do not know." Voldemort heaved a vexed sigh. "Hogwarts really has begun to fail if even the most basic principles of magic are no longer taught." "What?" "The principle of proportional wizarding angst. You've never heard of it?" "No," Harry replied warily, looking for the trap. There had to be a trap. This was Voldemort, and that sounded made up. It sounded like something Trelawney would use to explain divination and why Harry would be dying at 2 of her scones. Oh, for Merlin's sake, Voldemort had lowered his wand and was now rubbing his forehead. "I knew this would happen. I knew that fool Dumbledore would start killing knowledge, sanitizing the truth for mudbloods. Blood doesn't make a difference to Strand." Harry knew this. Hermione was one of the strongest witches at school, and she was a muggle. Bleh, a bleh, a bleh, a bleh. And she was a muggle-born. Voldemort stared at Harry, disbelieving, much like Snape did when Harry had something incredibly stupid. Of course, blood doesn't affect magical strength. It is how one raises their children that give them power. What has got to do with being muggle-born? Wizards and muggles raise their children in much the same way. Oh, Harry. A disappointed Voldemort sounded strangely like Hermione. You dear boy. You really do know nothing. Is your name Jon Snow? He slid his wand into the sleeve of his robe. "Come now, I think it is time for a lesson." He mentioned Harry closer. "Well, that's a trap if I've ever seen one." Harry took a step back and eyed Voldemort's empty hands. "In pain?" he asked, searching for a semblance of familiar ground. A small smile grazed Voldemort's scaly lips. "That is not an in-apt description, but come, sit." Harry took a step back. Voldemort sighed. "I swear on my magic that I will not attempt to kill you until I have announced that this lesson is complete." Harry blinked stupidly, and not just from the light of the spell Voldemort called upon. This was not the plan. This was not the backup plan. This had never crossed Harry's, Ron's, or even Hermione's mind as a possible option. But as Harry watched Voldemort move to sit on a log, Harry was beginning to suspect that this was indeed happening. "You're quite serious about this?" "Quite." Voldemort waved Harry over. Cautiously, wand still out, Harry sealed it over to a large stone that was politely out of arm's reach and perched upon it. Under Voldemort's disapproving stare, Harry lowered his wand so it pointed towards the hem of the Dark Lord's cloak. A smaller concession than Voldemort would realize, given Hermione's history with cloak hems. "Now, boy," Voldemort leaned forward, all business. "Where do you think magic comes from?" Inside?" Harry answered hesitantly. That is actually a good question when you think about it. Like, where does it actually come from? Voldemort stared. Harry fidgeted. Voldemort stared harder. "What?" Voldemort sighed. "You have never once wondered what the source of your magic is." Harry gave a half shrug. "I figured if it were important, someone would have told me." Voldemort dropped his bald head into his hands, bracing his elbows on his knees. "I knew it. I knew this was going to happen. And I said this was going to happen, but oh no. What does he know? He's just a Dark Lord. Can't know a thing about magic," he mumbled into his own hands. "Right." He lifted his head, still rubbing his face. There is no helping it now. His hands dropped to his lap. "Magic comes from emotions." Emotions? Harry knew he sounded more skeptical than was wise around either a teacher or an evil wizard. Why would it come from emotions? Why wouldn't it? Harry frowned, because emotions are unpredictable. If magic comes from emotion... Wait, sorry. That's to stop someone from glowing just because they're happy, or setting someone else on fire, or... Harry frowned hard as an old memory seared to the front of his mind. Ending up on the roof of a school because they are scared. Aha! Of their bully of a cousin. Harry rubbed at his scar. Bloody hell. Accidental magic. Voldemort's small nod was accompanied by a soft smile. Correct. 5 points to Slytherin. I'm a Gryffindor. I'm giving the points to me for being able to teach you. According to Severus, that is quite an accomplishment. You haven't, though, taught me. I still don't understand. Accidental magic is caused by emotional outbursts, but I don't particularly feel anything when I cast. Voldemort's smile melted away. Perhaps I awarded myself points prematurely. Do you honestly mean to tell me that when you cast a spell, you feel nothing? Yes, I feel nothing when I cast. Voldemort raised his eyes to the sky and mumbled something indistinguishable. So Harry thought he might have heard "give me strength," but that was probably just his imagination. Harry, Voldemort still stared at the clouds above. What does the summoning charm do? Summons things? Just anything? Well, Harry answered slowly. Anything I want. And what is a want? The opposite of a need? Voldemort lowered his head until he was looking at Harry with something akin to horror, which was a terrifying expression on the face of a man who more closely resembled a snake. You are an absolute idiot. If you defeat me, I will never live it down. I think that I would actually prefer to be remembered for choking to death on my own wand. No, shut up. Harry closed his jaw with a click, biting off his wondering of why anyone would put a wand in their mouth. A want is a desire. A desire is an emotion you can summon because you have feelings about the act of summoning. All spells are based off of emotions. The killing curse doesn't work because we can't logic people to death. It isn't someday you will be dust, so why not now? It's I want you dead. Is it why you have to really mean it? Is why you really have to mean it. You have to really mean magic because it is merely the manifestation of emotion. That actually makes a lot of sense, but I still don't understand why being Muggle-born would affect this. Because Muggles have spent their entire history finding new ways to make themselves feel safer. So Muggles are emotionally stunted, Voldemort stood and began to pace with agitation. And when you try and take a mudblood from parents who cuddle them and toss them into a wizardry, the parents get upset at the smallest things. And fools like Dumbledore start catering to them. Child attack a Dementor? He waved an arm theatrically. Banish the Dementors. Child poisoned in the Forbidden Forest? Another wave. Made the Forbidden Forest more forbidden. Child stumbles down the flight of stairs? Put bubble wrap at the bottom of all of them. This time, he saluted the world with his fist. He held the pose and then, with a sigh, dropped his arm. Muggles insist that we make the world safe for them, at the expense of wizards. Wouldn't bubble wrap help everyone who fell down the stairs? Harry asked cautiously. No, the point of magic is that falling down the stairs is supposed to hurt. Why do you think the Hogwarts staircases are so bloody dangerous? Not only are some steps cursed, but they move nilly-willy, making basic navigation an exercise in pain. Wizarding children are supposed to be cesspools of angst and despair, because the stronger the angst of youth, the more power the wizard has. What? The more angst you have, the more emotion you have. The more emotion you have, the stronger you are magically. The reason I went after you, Mr. Potter, is that I knew your mother had Muggle relatives. I had hoped that if somehow I failed to kill you, you'd be sent off to be cuddled by them and you would come face me happy and weak. Had I known that your relatives would put a pure-blood family to shame with their exceptional parenting techniques, I would have gone after the Longbottom boy. His family would have at least been grateful if he survived. They treated me like an house elf. And then everything I tried to do later to correct this added to your growth. I tried to kill you in first year. The trauma added to your magic. I tried to kill you in fourth year. And now you still have dreams about that Diggory boy. Fifth year, Bella finished killing off your family. Then I kill your owl while aiming for you. Every move I made helped you grow stronger. I just can't win. What did one say when the doglet was lamenting on their failures? Sorry? Voldemort continued on as though he hadn't heard an apology. At least I have nothing on, so... On what Dumbledore did to make you strong, sending an innocent man to Azkaban just so you could find out that you had to stay with your mean family because someone nice and safe was being wrongfully tortured and you couldn't do anything, couldn't save them. Beautiful. And then you couldn't do anything to clear the man's name because the witness you needed had just slipped through your fingers. You were so close. It is such a beautiful failure. I'm actually impressed by Dumbledore's resourcefulness. Dumbledore had nothing. Dumbledore orchestrated everything. The principle of proportional wizarding angst, remember. Every decision that caused you pain, that developed your angst was orchestrated and knowing by Dumbledore, or was my failed attempt on your life. It is how any good pureblood family raises their child. Narcissa wasn't spoken to Draco for more than 5 years in an attempt to foster his magic. She turns her head and sniffs in disappointment whenever he walks into a room. Crabbe turned his son's niffler into his son's school tie. He has to wear it every day. We cause our children pain because we love them and need them to be strong. Harry shook his head in denial. That is insane. That is why we are so hard on mudbloods. We have to beat the mollycoddling out of them so we can beat the magic into them. When you pamper children, they grow up like flowers, pretty and weak, killed by the first frost. That Diggory boy didn't even try to dodge. Oh no, he had a supportive father who liked to brag about him. He was well loved at school. If Wormtongue hadn't killed him, he probably would have drowned in his own tears over losing the Tree Wizard tournament. But you... Voldemort's eyes gleamed. You escaped only because the ghosts of your dead parents showed up to show how happy you all could have been had they just survived. I could feel your angst growing, your power growing. Voldemort gave a full-body shudder. I'm strong because of what you did when you killed my parents. I can stand up to you because of the prophecy. This is all just a coincidence. Voldemort gave Harry a pitying look. He sighed. Name the strongest children you know. Me? Traumatized orphan. Next. Hermione. Social pariah. Next. Ginny? Possessed by me. Next. Neville. Dear Lord. Class loser with a terrifying grandmother. Harry's hand covered his mouth as realization dawned. Luna Lovegood, possibly insane. Cho Chang, boyfriend murdered by a Dark Lord. Victor Crumb, physically disabled in a way that not even magic can heal. You see? And the reason your friend Ron is so weak is that his greatest trauma is that he's ginger. Hermione is a mudblood in a school of racists. It's all about the angst. Hermione actually has impressive angst-seeking instinct, Voldemort continued thoughtfully, stroking his chin. It's a rare skill that I have thought lost. Many of her decisions have enhanced her angsting experience. Making friends with you and that idiot Ron was a more damaging decision than having no friends at all. Neither of you appreciate her sacrifices, nor do you support her interest, though you constantly use her and abuse her trust. As though she wouldn't notice that you only speak to her when you need answers to your endless questions. And they aren't even good questions begot by clever thinking. Nope, you just ask her to repeat what you have already been told. And oh, her ridiculous attempts at social change. I wish I had thought of that at her age. All the effort she has put into saving magical creatures, just to have ignorant wizard and a corrupt ministry ignore that what is as plain as the nose on their face. Spew was a stroke of pure genius. And she was behind your defense association. She had to have known that the club would be found out. That she would fail there as badly as she had with the hippogriff. That girl has angst instinct. If I had ever tried to kill her, she would easily be more powerful than you. More powerful than me. If she had ambition, she could be the next Merlin. He sought his own angst as well, Voldemort sounded, genuinely impressed. More impressed than he did when he talked about Harry, at any rate. Harry licked his lips. No, that can't be right. What about Dumbledore? He's one of the most powerful wizards over. He doesn't know if he or his evil boyfriend Kazukaza killed his younger sister. Dear Lord. Angst makes the wizard, Harry. I understand. That's awful. That's amazing. That's a lesson complete. Harry, thank you so much. That explains so much. Harry? Yes? Avada Kedavra. Harry Potter fell dead to the forest floor. I think having give that lesson contributed to my angst. It might as well. A clear voice rang through the woods. Hermione stepped out from behind a tree. I suspected, but I'm glad you put it into words. And now you've murdered my best friend. The one who I erased my family's entire memory to protect. She looked at him with deep brown eyes. And you did nearly kill me. There was, after all, a troll in the dungeon. Eyes filled with angst. Oh, bloody hell. Oh my god, that was such a good story. I know it's supposed to be a crack fic, but I'm actually down for this. I mean, yo, the fact that we all all the power comes from emotions, it's actually very nice. I'm down for that. I want to make it canon. Damn. Alright, one last story. But yeah, y'all gotta give some love to Calamity Jim. That was a great story. Moving on to a bit less well-written story. It's called Harry Potter, The Cupboard Under the Stairs. Harry Potter walks up in his cupboard. Harry Potter hits head on ceiling. Harry Potter say ow. Uncle Vernon heard this and yelled at Harry Potter. Harry Potter cries and calls Voldemort. Voldemort appears and kills Uncle Vernon. Harry and Voldemort then go and have lunch together. Dumbledore show up and kill Voldemort. Harry Potter and Dumbledore live happily ever after. Wait, that's it? Well, shit. Well, shit. Well, that was my last story. Sorry? Guess this is gonna be an early end of stream. But yeah, that was... We had some good one and some bad one. I'm glad I went through 30H. I mean, that's supposed to be a classic. Everywhere you look up Harry Potter troll fakes, everyone says, you gotta read 30H. And like, it is good, but... what the fuck, you know? Anyway, I'm gonna end this stream here. I hope you guys have a lovely rest of evening or day, wherever you are. And I'll see you on Sunday. Goodbye, my lovelies. Bye-bye. Kisses. Bye.